But going beyond thought is not reserved to men of genius. It is open to all of us insofar as the mystery of life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. It is given to many to be seers, but to few to be prophets. Many can listen to music, but few can perform and compose. But you cannot even listen if you can hear only in terms of the past. What should we make of one of Mozart's symphonies if our ears were only attuned to the music of tom-toms? We might get the rhythms, but almost nothing of the harmony and melody. In other words, we should fail to discover an essential element of the music. To be able to hear, much less write, such a symphony, men had to discover new noises. The vibrations of catgut, the sound of air in a tube, and the hum of a plucked wire. They had to discover the whole world of tone as something entirely different from pulse. If I can only conceive pulse, I cannot appreciate tone. If I can think only of painting as a way of making colored photographs without a camera, I can see nothing but ineptitude in a Chinese landscape. We learn nothing of very much importance when it can be explained entirely in terms of past experience. If it were possible to understand all things in terms of what we know already, we could convey the sense of color to a blind man with nothing but sound, taste, touch, and smell. If this is true in the various arts and sciences, it is 1,000 times more true when we come to understanding of life in a larger sense and want to have some knowledge of the ultimate reality, or God. It is surely absurd to seek God in terms of a preconceived idea of what God is. To seek thus is only to find what we know already, which is why it is so easy to deceive oneself into all manner of supernatural experiences and visions. To believe in God and to look for the God you believe in is simply to seek confirmation of an opinion. To ask for a revelation of God's will and then to test it by reference to your preconceived moral standards is to make a mockery of asking. You knew the answer already. Seeking for God in this way is no more than asking for the stamp of absolute authority and certainty on what you believe in any case, for a guarantee that the unknown and the future will be a continuation of what you want to retain from the past. A bigger and better fortress for I. Ein feste Burg. If we are open only to discoveries which will accord with what we know already, we may as well stay shut. This is why the marvelous achievements of science and technology are of so little real use to us. It is in vain that we can predict and control the course of events in the future unless we know how to live in the present. It is in vain that doctors prolong life if we spend the extra time being anxious to live still longer. It is in vain that engineers devise faster and easier means of travel if the new sights that we see are merely sorted and understood in terms of old prejudices. It is in vain that we get the power of the atom if we are just to continue in the rut. It is in vain that we get the power of the atom if we are just to continue in the rut of blowing people up. Tools such as these, as well as the tools of language and thought, are of real use to men only if they are awake, not lost in the dreamland of past and future, but in the closest touch with the point of experience where reality can alone be discovered, this moment. Here, life is alive, vibrant, vivid, and present, containing depths which we have hardly begun to explore. But to see and understand it at all, the mind must not be divided into I and this experience. The moment must be what it always is, all that you are and all that you know. In this house, there is no room for thee and me.
Można zabrać ze sobą te egzemplarze tych pieśni bardzo piękne. Mam nadzieję, że przez najbliższe miesiące